Hello friends, what's up? Welcome back for what could be the very last Warpig stream. There's still lots for this company to do, but once this war is over, we'll just see how many points we scored, and then I'll probably play the rest of it offline, and then I'll just make little special actual YouTube uploaded videos for some notable occasions like taking on Goblin City, Orc City, Black Monolith, finding legendaries, and so on and so forth. What's up? I'm already starting to think about what I'm going to do in the next season, which is not a good mindset to be in. What was I thinking going through Goblin Alley? Madness. It's actually been a little while since I played with these lads. Just want to remind myself who we got here. We got Alex, the Hammer Raider. He's a badass. He's not as much of a badass as Dufwans, but 87 at level 11 was pretty good. I think Doof, did he hit? He's got plus 5, so he was at 87 as well. He was almost exactly the same melee skill. Cool. Guts, who's actually a bit more of a badass. He's wearing the heaviest armor I've ever seen. That could be Fredo, but we'll see. Zedub level 9, he's got a little bit of leveling to still go. He's very close to hitting level 10. 71 melee skill isn't great, but he has no stars in the melee skill. Mazuma, 83 melee skill, still a drunkard. Ron Snow, we need to get rid of at some point. I mean, he's tried well, but the poor man, he's got a missing finger and a broken knee. Azora High, 83 accuracy. Dufwants, 92. Ezra Sergeant. I haven't leveled my Sergeants and my Bannerman very well. Kind of wish I could level him over again. Ronomp is still an absolute motherfucker. God damn, he's dangerous. The Regars. Look at him. Level 55 melee skills. The problem with the cultists, they tend to be pretty terrible. And then, of course, Dolmar, our last remaining badass archer. There's Nuttis. Refront. Been around for a while as well. And then the new recruits, Luke III and Lofric, are pretty promising. Wolf is not. Hang on, let me check the table. I think he will roll 2 to 3 on ranged skills. That is under what skills? Talents. Talents. So range skill, no stars, between 2 to 4, so we can call it, I suppose, yeah, an average of 3. So he'll get on average 33 range skill, so 85, which is pretty average. I think I'll just level him to level 6 and then leave him there. He can just stay in the camp until he finally produces us a fancy bow. Our other bowyer was with us for like, what, 200-300 years and never made us a bow. Bastard. Come to Sir Burkhardt's tent to find a less than enthused group of men. One calls out, "You are not the wenches we asked for, lol." Your mother took care of us first. Oh! What do you need from us? Requisition food? No problem. Gotta bear in mind that we are a little bit fragile here. Only the one archer. I'm actually better off fighting at night. Good. No trouble. Leave us alone. First Vermfest company. Glad they didn't put up a fight. Damn fools. Do we still have our... Yes, we do still have our Fangshire. Yeah, you better leave us alone. This is a damn war camp. Anytime. Intercept supplies from Vardegard to Vermfest. We should make it there in time. Our supplies aren't that high. I mean, 60 seems like a lot, but we run through 36 a day, so we've got like a day and a half. It's going to be close. I doubt we'll make it in time. That's unlucky. Like, how the hell? I mean, we ran there straight away. Look at that, a plethora of raiders, a few leaders. Wow. Oh, come on. This is going to count as a fail just because we couldn't get there in time. That's super unlucky. What's that going to do to the overall... Oh, fuck. I mean, that's not our fault. We can't be held responsible for that, for fuck's sake. How annoying is that? You stop in here and mop up this black fort in the evening. I mean, I need the food that's going to be in there. But I kind of... what's $100? I don't think I should, though. We'll go get some food at Visa. Gal Saturn, good evening. What a disaster. I mean, the fact that we couldn't get there in time seems to be really nothing more than the fact that, oh my god. Oh my god. What's up, Peter Oak? Oh, jeez, we're still out of food. This is a disaster. It's just bad luck, by the way the map was structured. We just couldn't get there in time because of how rough the terrain is. God, the men are starving. Running out of crowns. It's actually looking pretty bad for us. God, get some food, we're starving. I don't want to have to start selling gear. I imagine we'll just get the notification now where he's like, well, damn, that's unfortunate. Now you got to fight the final battle, but then the final battle is just going to be harder because they're going to have more soldiers because we couldn't stop the supplies. Good God. It's a brigand infestation. So I imagine we're only going to get partial payment. Hang on, let's just make sure we have the best of the best equipped here. I think I might actually leave Ronsna out of this one and take Refront in instead. Fuck, I should have had a drink. And no one's going to get a positive morale boost in the next game. The next fight, I mean. This is the best squad that I can put forward, I reckon. Is there any way you can carry Fang Shai, like in your backpack or something? Because there's no way they're going to attack us in the middle of the bloody war camp, are they? There's no way. I'll laugh my ass off if they do attack us and then we have the entire army to help us. Yeah? Lol, brigands, you dumbasses. This actually helps us because we can get through this without too much damage, and it should remove our wavering morale. Oh, look at their little crossbows. Oh. Wow, that's the Brigand Raider, a leader, really. Henrik the Savage, that is the shittest gear I've ever seen on a Brigand leader. What an absolute piss take. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I must say, I will be a touch annoyed if we start the final battle without any, you know, or if any of the losses that the soldiers that are helping us take now actually carry over into the next fight. That'll suck. Doubt it though. I'm pretty sure all the characters sort of like re-roll and reset after the fight. What's up, Sweeble? It's crazy how hard it is to fight these Brigand Raiders for such a long time. But then once you get out ahead of them in terms of power, it becomes a bit of a joke, really. Still, overconfidence. Evening on all. Oh, one shot in the face. Oh no, I suspect this is the last mission, but we can't be sure. Although it has said that this noble war has been almost over for like almost a month now. You motherfuckers destroying my armor. Oh, if that was the headshot, he was a goner. Good hits. Nice. Oeh. Dit gaan goed, dankie mijn zwiebel. Net een beetje moeg, ik heb baie hard gewerkt vandaag. Ook een werkstress me uit. Klomp kak is wat het is. I could have actually attacked there, hang on. Cat, evening. Just for lols, let's try to stun this dude. Pierce him, I mean. Get him! Dub. Fucking off with his head. I don't actually need his armor, but you know, we might as well give him the stun treatment or the stab treatment. Why not? Is Afrikaans. Well, technically, I'm not. I don't. Well, I mean, I'm half Afrikaans. My mom's side is entirely Afrikaans. Careful. So the last thing I want is to get a wound just before this final battle. Wrecked. Ooh, wrecked. Ugh. What were these bandits thinking attacking us? Like, seriously. Lol, that didn't work. So I think that Paul Badia used repel and then tried to move and then he got attacked for free. Well, Shelset, in South Africa, it's by far the norm to be multilingual, and I don't know any of my friends, whether they are English first language or Afrikaans first language. We all speak at least English and Afrikaans. We get taught 2 languages in school. I'm pretty sure it's the same in Europe. It's really only America that just teaches 1 language. Although I do know a lot of American schools also have a second and third language program. I kind of like the idea of just using the little poker rather than the gigantic weapon I have in my backpack. Dodging. Nice little warm-up, and we even got a level up before the final fight. Oh, it won a battle. That should have offset the went hungry debuff. Shit. I worry about his fatigue, but I think we can work around that. Oh, yeah, look at that. He doesn't even have brawny, which he will do soon. That being said, I kind of need to get Am I happy to take him into the final battle? I think so. The final battle, I think we'll go with heater shields, because even though there are some pretty scary crossbows, the majority of the tough fight is going to be hand-to-hand with other melee fighters. Edge of Light, good evening. Are you kidding me? Oh. What is the deal with these fucking raiders? Yeah. Get fucking shot in the face, you jackass. Oh, that must have hurt. Indeed. I mean, it might have been interesting if their two groups of bandits actually joined up into one. But they didn't, so it isn't. And these must be the shittest bandits I've ever seen. I mean, look, that's another bandit leader just wearing chainmail. But I assume there must be some sort of way that the game calculates how strong you are and what kind of armor you have. And then gives you less powerful rewards the stronger you get. French and German, huh? Well, I imagine you have a lot of choices. I mean, at my school, you could take, well, English was English and Afrikaans were mandatory, and then there was an optional third language. But you could take on as many as you wanted. The third language choices were French, German, Northern Sotho, Tsepedi, Xhosa, Zulu, and I think a couple of the other, I think Tonga as well. I took Northern Sotho for a couple of years, but it was way too difficult. Ended up giving up. Buongiorno. Fece la vache. Whenever I think French, I think of Inglourious Bastards and Brad Pitt being like, I speak a bit of French, or a bit of Italian. Buongiorno. Lieutenant Aldo Rain. Yeah, just don't shoot at us, shoot at the soldiers, you dickheads. Nice. You motherfucker. Right, I'll do you for that. On the next turn. I actually took German for a couple of years in high school as well. As I've said a couple of times before, I did okay with German until we got to the genitives. Until it was der or die or das, and then I just gave up. I was like, fuck this language. So Shinobi, I was busy chilling in a war camp waiting for the final battle, and then we had two groups of giant groups of bandits chasing us. I hope these soldiers we've lost are going to be replaced in the coming battle. This is going to be an injury, isn't it? Okay, no, good. As long as they're backing off. Although, how tough is that dude? He's taken 2 warbow arrows and he's still standing. Shit's crazy. pierced leg muscles, pierced chest, which he's got an arrow in his leg and in his chest. He's still standing and fighting. Crazy bastard. I was just curious to see whether rally would affect soldiers. Doesn't look like it. There are some schools in South Africa that teach Dutch, some of the Afrikaans ones. But for all my friends who already speak Afrikaans, learning Dutch would be so easy. I imagine. I don't know for certainty, but I imagine it would be easy. I mean, if you can speak Afrikaans, you can pretty much speak Dutch already. I mean, these bandits aren't actually like really killing any of us, but they are doing just enough damage to be irritating before this final battle. Oh my god, Dolmar, 270s? 63 and a 70, missed them both. Wie verstaan elkaar niet? We don't understand each other. That's like almost the same. Wij, I don't know. Verstaan is understand. Elkaar, I think that's almost like mekaar, which is each other in Afrikaans. And niet would be just nie. N-I-E in Afrikaans. Nie means not. So it's not nie as in nuts of nie. It's nie as in N-I-E. Can you stop destroying my fucking armor? We've got a battle to go to, you dickhead. Yeah, get decapitated. Like, for me, the surprise of the campaign has been Ronomp. I only thought we were going to keep Ronomp for as long as it takes to get a few decent archers, but I'm so glad we kept him. He's been an absolute fucking monster. Inderdaad, ja. Let them go. I'm not going to bother chasing these little dickheads. They're not worth the time. Oh, for a second I thought that was one of my boys that he just injured. Well, we also have neer, which is N-E-E in Afrikaans. But like, if you know, if I would say ek verstaan jou nie, I would say I understand you not. So nie is not in that situation. But neer is also just straight no. So like, ken jy die ou? Do you know that guy? Neer, no. So the thing is, Dutch obviously is quite different, but I mean, if a Dutch person speaks slowly and clearly, I can pick up most of what they're saying. And it's pretty much the same for Afrikaans into Dutch. A Dutch person can mostly understand me if I speak Afrikaans slowly and clearly. Right, it's over. That's annoying. Hope we have time to repair. Oh, at least everybody's morale has improved. I suppose we should be glad for those stupid little bandits then. Jackasses. Onward, brothers. There's a battle to win. This is going to be a huge one. A few sergeants, some knights, like 5. Holy shit. A plethora of... This is an enormous fight. This is by far the biggest I've ever seen. 32 against 39. Holy crap. The counters to the enemies. So let's start with the easiest ones. So by counters, I assume you mean weapon counters. Because there are skill counters, but that's a bit more complicated, and it depends on you actually having the right weapons. So let's start with the beasts. So dire wolves, you want sword and shield, because they obviously run straight into your front lines. So you go straight into shield up and riposte. They'll attack 3 times. You'll hopefully riposte 3 times every turn. So swords and shields for dire wolves. Oh, they're so fucking hard to hit. If you're talking about Nachtseers, then the counter to that is spears. Particularly, you can always depend on them to run into a spear wall. So what I do is I start with no shield and just a spear for the extra damage. You start with a spear wall, you move 2 squares away and try hem them in. They run straight into the spear walls. I've done it dozens of times in this playthrough. Zombies, it depends on what the makeup is. If it's just zombies, I don't really... swords or the counter. You just need reliable damage that hits most of the time and does a lot of damage. If it's a huge amount of zombies and you want to hold them at bay, then spears are useful. Spears are also good against a large amount of orcs if you want to buy your archers time to shoot at them. Against soldiers like this, flails are really good, unless you have good brothers like I do that have high melee accuracy. You need to get around their shields. In the early to mid game, when you're fighting bandits and bandit raiders, which are your toughest opponents, then flails are the way to kill them. You'll never cease to be amazed how many of the bandit raiders actually just wear body armor and no head armor. So you can start a fight where you're quite badly outnumbered. But look, here's a bad guy with no head armor. So if you have a couple of guys with flails, you just go to them, pop their heads open, and they die immediately. What other weapon counters should I think of? That's 500 scares me. I'm actually going to hold my position with all these guys. I want the soldiers to move forward and take the majority of these hits. Really sucks is we only have 1 archer. This is going to be super, super hard. I don't see us getting through this without any losses. God, I wish I hadn't lost all my archers. Yeah, this is a dub-dub, so I need you smashing shields here. Can't really. Let's move this side of the formation here and isolate these lads, and then we'll move the rest of the formation that way. You lads can fall back. That is super scary. There's a lot of shit there. Although, no, I need more. And I don't think I should turn down the chance to do damage here. No, but 5 action points is not enough. If I could have, I would have moved here and attacked them in a line, but they're going to attack before he does, so therefore having his shield up is worth it. Alex the Third. I think for most of my guys, if you can move forward and get shields up, that's fine, because we can expect them to move before we do. Yeah, Kobe, we did. We had 2 consecutive fights where, sadly, 2 of our best archers, one took an arrow and another one got split by his Zweihander. Of all the threats on the field here, it's the Zweihanders that are the most scary. They do so much fucking damage. Then it's the bullmen, then it's the big crossbowmen. The sergeants are pretty scary as well. Like, I would prefer to have the allied soldiers take most of the beating, but they really can't. They're not tough enough. We need to get stuck in here and smash these bullmen quick as we can. Because if the bullmen sit behind the knights, we're going to have a very bad time. 70% miss, that sucks, but at least the other one hit him in the face and killed him. Do you have any other good shots? Not really. 37. Nice! Pierced arm muscles, that's huge. That's reducing a sword master's melee skill by 20%. I mean, it's still fucking high, but that helps. Couldn't have asked for a better wound. And I mean, he has Nimble too, but Nimble didn't proc, so that was lucky. This is going to be hard. 56%. So Refront is a mace specialist, sword raider, hammer raider. I'm just deciding whether I feel like I need to destroy shields or not. I don't think so. Nice. God, that's going to be so important. The fact that we have these war scythes. We are badly outnumbered here. This is really bad. Ow! Like, why would you take reach advantage on a pikeman who can only ever hit one person? No, no. Well, look. Well, actually, I suppose, like almost everything in Battle Brothers, it all depends. So axes aren't generally better than maces, but it depends. If your mace is in a position to stun someone, like, where's Refront? Damn, I was hoping Refront would be in a position to keep that Zwihanda stun locked. So axes are great for breaking shields, but the thing is, breaking a shield is great because it makes the target easy to hit, but it's not great because you've had to spend fatigue and ability points just to destroy a shield, so you haven't done any actual damage to the person holding the shield. And you break their shield, then they're easy to hit, but they're doing 25% more damage, so you've actually made them more dangerous. I believe it is a Merc Swordmaster, and he's riposting, unsurprisingly. But I mean, I do have at least one great axe user in my formation to break these stubborn shields. So here's going to be the hardest part of the fight. But at least my axe user is in position here to destroy Sir Steinhardt's shield. In one of the last big battles we had like this, I struggled with the enemy knights because I couldn't get past their shields. And it was just really hard to hit them, so hopefully that won't happen here. Currently, Alex is in the most danger of everybody. Also, what the hell gave him bleeding? Oh, of course, that's Sergeant with his cleaver. Fuck, that's going to be 10 hit points per turn for 2 turns, maybe even 3. 19% chance. Even though he's surrounded, he's impossible to hit. That's why I fucking hate these Swordmasters so much. Nice, Dolmar, you monster. How epic is this music? See, if only I had rotation there, I couldn't do shit. So glad that I used footwork instead. Damn, that second shot wasn't worth it. Should have gone back to the shield. Right, Alex. He's going to take 20 hit points damage. How hard is that Sergeant? He's actually hittable. I kind of don't want to use Mace Swing on the Swordmaster because he's going to get riposted. Like, as scary as it is, actually, you know what? I think going to his Warhammer is not the right move. He's right in the most danger of everybody. Just kind of tank up. Shit. Stunned him. Excellent. 34%. Zadub-dub. Break a shield for me. Jesus, and take 2 hits to destroy that. Guts has a big old great sword. That's actually relatively safe because Alex has his shield up, but I don't want to take the chance. I don't think it's worth it. 50 and 44. I could go for split shield. That should be enough. No, it's not. Okay, well... Actually, Doof, you should have been hitting with your Warhammer. Well, you might as well take a second stab. So Nimble actually procs against puncture. Interesting. So we punctured him twice and didn't give him any wounds. There's Nutus. You don't have... that. Well, worth a try. That Swordmaster's a real problem. And that's a warbow. Yes! This is great. I really need these allied soldiers to pull their weight in this fight. We can't do this all ourselves. Oh, baby. Fuck off! Oh my god. I don't fancy Alex's chances. That sergeant is fucking him up. Indeed, Riddleless, I'd agree with that. I mean, if I say this is better than that, I mean like as a general principle, but if you find a juicy legendary, then I think that is a pretty clear exception. Why is this fucker confident? Where's their bannerman? I need to kill him. Kill him as soon as we can. I don't fancy Alex's chances. I think he's done for. That sergeant alone is gonna fucking annihilate him. Yeah, and because it's a sergeant, that cleaver, he's a cleaver duelist, so he's got like 60% damage ignores armor, so that's why it's just cutting straight through his armor. Rip Alex. He's already going to be taking 36 points of bleeding damage. If he takes another hit, he's dead, and he's stuck in that melee. And I mean, now rotation would have been better, but you know, as I said before, I have kind of picked my abilities. Nice, I was lucky. So in taking just footwork, I know that there's situations where footwork will be better, and every now and then, like this, rotation would have been better. I think I just need to go to his Warhammer and just take a big swing as we go down. I mean, just hiding behind his shield, he's going to die anyway, so he may as well try to take someone out with him. So the legendaries are pretty much the same as regular weapons. They just have, they tend to have better stats, like better armor piercing, better base damage, all sorts of stuff. It depends on the legendary. But from my experience, it tends to be like, you know, a 10% increase on base stats. It's kind of average if you ask me, but it's still great. I mean, you know, all the numbers help. We really need to hit their flanks here hard. Oh yeah, Alex, let's see, 20 points, 10, yeah, he's gonna pretty much bleed to death. I can't footwork anywhere. Fucking sergeants are the worst. Yeah, he's done for. Sucks. If I'd realized sooner how much the enemy had stacked their forces that side, I would have pulled him back, because he's right on the edge. Of all the people on our side, Alex is in the most danger. Well, take a few down with you, Alex. Brave, brave lad. Well, let's just hope he gets struck down. Pray for brain damage. Which seems to always be our mantra. Pray for brain damage. Oh, Christ. Confident warbowman. Oh, ouch. Yeah, this northern flank is a disaster. I've got to wrap this shit up quickly and redraw the battle lines. Fuck! Oh, here comes the confident sergeant now. Rip Alex, he's gonna get decapitated. Oh! Oh! Michael Curtis, thank you for the follow. That is encouraging at least that the southern flank is broken. Please say struck down, not killed. Killed. Fuck's sake. All three dodged. No quick hands. Fuck. Damn, so now we got to start again. Trying to hire another brother. Ugh, it's frustrating. It takes such a fucking long time. Fuckers are fighting back hard. It still feels like it's hanging in the balance. Kaiser dub dub. Axe this nerd. 53%. Yes! Cut arm sinew. Zuma pig. Kill! Awesome, that's one of the knights down. That's huge. Okay, so Guts is at least in heavy plate, so I'm hoping he should be fine. Do I recover? No, I attack in a line. Again with a fucking nimble. A critical brain damage, yeah, indeed. Well, we wanted brain damage, but that was a bit more than we were hoping for. Okay, where are the boys? Get right in there. See, here's the problem. This... Ouch! Reinforce the northern flank, lads. Well, I would agree. I think legendary armor is better because generally you're getting a larger amount of armor for less fatigue. What it's all about, really. Okay, this is a serious problem. We're completely surrounded. But it should only be for a few turns. We do have the total numbers. That doesn't help, though. So glad we killed that one knight of theirs. It's just... No, this sergeant is my main priority. Good lad. I need Zadub to be shield breaking. Over. Yeah. Azora High. I need all my pole arm users to try hit that swordmaster. Fuck, they're all confident. That is so bad. No shield for this Nuttus, really? That's on me. What was I thinking, not giving him a shield? Okay, I just gotta hope that one of these dudes moves. Or Zadub can fancy feet, which will allow this Nuttus to... I need these guys to either die or move. Zuma, get over there. Brave lad. Yeah, I found some really shit legendary shields. Ow. This kind of helps. It at least puts him only in contact with the Swordmaster, so he's got one less person attacking him. But my worry is that this Zweihunter has footwork, and he footworks and then swings in a big Jesus! Legendary throwing spear, lol. Well, hang on to it. It can certainly be useful. I would say throwing weapons are amazing against... ouch, Jesus. Goblin Wolf Riders, because the Wolf Riders tend to close into melee range immediately, and then your archer on the back line, who will have the throwing weapon, can get the bonus bonus to hit chance of the throwing weapon from being so close. That sergeant has to go down. Evening, Ruffle. Fuck, man, if only I had my extra archers, this would be getting so much better. I could just be picking off all these guys at the back. What's up, Rate? I'm doing okay. This is fucking scary, though. Guts is the next guy who's in real trouble. Rip Des Natus, I think. Oh, that's big. Needed that. This is my big hope here, though. Yes, in the face! Stolmar! In the face! Here comes Mazuma Pig to attack in a line as well in the next turn. Right, Azura High. Recover a bit. Right, and then I need Refrint to stun lock motherfuckers over here. Guts, recover. Do for once. Get over there. Ezra. Oh, ouch, Jesus! No, Guts. 23 hit points left. So Guts is going to go down. Oh, Jesus! Look at the armor piercing. This shows you how dangerous duelists are. Duelists are so much more dangerous against single targets, whereas the two-handed weapons are good, you know, for AoE attacks. This must be the final battle of the campaign. Like, I mean, this is ridiculous how strong these guys are. Yeah, except for that dude, he lost his head. I mean, we kind of were ahead 20-14, but it doesn't feel like we're winning. I think we're certainly going to take more hits. If I wait for Ronomp to move, then I can move here and attack those three in a line. Fucking overwhelm, you piece of shit. Yeah, so he's just gonna. So Guts is gonna bleed to death now on this turn. Can't put work away anywhere. Rotation wouldn't have saved him anyway. Fucking Sergeant! And that was an 85% miss and a 68% miss. So was that dead or bled out? I think bleeding out is always a... Yeah, it's always a death. I've never seen anyone bleed out and survive it. Jesus, we've lost two of our best. This is devastating. Defuance, you need to go fuck up that Zweihunter. Oh no. Kill this dude. Damn, Guts was our wild man who had all the fatigue. Good, the mercenaries are fleeing. it'll be a victory, but an incredibly costly one. Starting to think maybe it's justifiable going for both rotation. Look at that, 5% chance to hit. What an absolute piss take. Well, after the 400 days, I think really all that's left is to do is the Goblin City, the Orc City, the Black Monolith, and just hunt down legendaries. And level your brothers. God damn, disappointing. Being made to pay dearly for this victory. You know what? Fuck this nerd. Dagger him. Let's at least get that armor out of him. I feel like this battle went so badly just because it was unfortunate that the enemy wasn't in one long line like we were. They were actually split up and they hit our north flank so hard. No, don't destroy his armor. Jesus. He hits hard. Give him that much. I did have a falcon. I just didn't release it early enough. Also, you guys in chat are doing the classic chat thing where you're the experts after the fact. You're all retrospective geniuses when it comes to tactics. Like, I mean, now it's obvious that made or break this fight was not knowing how they were set up, but like as soon as turn one started, I was out to know that. The only way you could know is through experience, and experience like that is hard won. Stop destroying his armor, you dickheads. No! Oh, so close. I have the finest backseat gamers. Oh, he destroyed my armor, that motherfucker. 3, Jesus Christ. Alex, guts, desnatus. Rip. We knew it was going to be a hell of a fight. It certainly was. So we didn't lose any of the heavy armor at least. Gah. Oh, Jesus, that hurts. Okay, we've got Ron Snow, so who's going to be the next person on the flank? I think we'll put Mizuma on the flank. We'll put Axe, Mace, Axe, Sword, Hammer. The reserves aren't actually meant for frontline fighting. We're going to have to go hire someone who's going to be hopefully a superstar. Hit points, resolve, and fatigue. Zedub, the X-Rider. Fatigue, accuracy. I think Berserk is what I want. Yeesh. The lads have earned a drink. Tell you that much. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, we've earned a drink. Stiff fucking drink. That was hard. So, thank goodness the first visa company at least helped us a bit. Oh man, there's a hedge knight there. I don't think we turn that down. Actually, we can turn it down. Or like, what would I get from the hedge knight? Great armor. I've already got 1, 2, 3 sets of spare great armor, so not even needed. What we're going to do now is we'll take this money we've earned and we'll hire something like a hedge knight or an adventurous noble or probably a raider or a sellsword, and then just treat them, you know, with cotton gloves, hopefully get them to survive. What's that, Wolverinus? Nice, the third noble sword, awesome. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't need that. That. I don't know what you mean, Yakobi. The game just rolled a random seed and that's the one we used. It's in the stream title. Come on, this has to be over. Seriously. One step closer to ending the war. You can say that again. So whoever we hire, we need to keep in the training bay, training hall. You're in your tent when Wolf makes an entrance. He speaks bluntly. Nobles be talking. Big fancy tent set up yonder and there and there. Putting your quill pen down, you respond. Just talking? The mercenary shrugs. It's quiet. It's either talking or killing one another real quiet like. You get up and step outside. A brisk air hits you and on it is the scent of spices and flavors. Looking upwind, you spot the tent. Cooks and chefs are hurrying about with orders of food and other makings. Servants carry platters of meats, vegetables and fruits. An opulent tent, black with gold embroidering, houses the nobles. Bannermen stand outside. They take no part in the festivities. They're mostly playing cards while occasionally glancing at one another. Some are bandaged with blood-splotched linens. One man stands on crutches with a haggard, half-cocked knee. You ask Wolf what the news is. He nods towards the scene. Well, they rolled up about an hour ago while you were checking the maps. We didn't want to bother you, but, well, they seemed intent on staying, so, you know, you get a good look at the noble tent. Through its opening, you can see the faint glisten of crowned heads pressing back and forth. Wolf spits and asks, well, who do you think won the war? You hock a loogie, spit and shake your head. Who gives a shite? All that matters to you is that peace means fewer contracts. Perhaps now would be a good time to put up the sword and enjoy your crowns. Or maybe say to hell with all the sentimental crap and just keep pressing forward, leading the company to even greater glories. The war pigs need their commander. Well, so chaps, 391 days. It bears repeating for the nth time after getting damn near squad wiped on day 25. So who survived from day one? Dalmar and Dufwans from day one. 286 kills on Dufwans, 264 on Dalmar. Some other notable brothers, Mazuma Pig, bloody great. I'm glad that I've taken to hiring apprentices early in the game. I like the fact that they have okay starting variances. And if, like with Mizuma Pig, you get lucky with the stars, they can be damn good fighters, and they learn really quickly because of the experience. The ambition isn't fulfilled because it's not Iron Man. The next campaign will be Iron Man. So Dub Dub was a bit of a letdown, but I mean, someone, even if you have Iron Lungs, if you don't have melee skill, the lack of, you know, the Iron Lungs doesn't mean a lot if you can't hit your shots. Refront was excellent. Ron Snow had a really tough time of it. Azora High was pretty damn good. I'm glad we were able to keep him alive after he suffered a weakened heart. Dufrance, what can we say? Absolute fucking badass. Even though getting traumatized, he's still actually stuck with it. Mop and Sauce, good evening. Ezra, one of our sergeants from pretty early on. He's been with us for 300 days. I didn't level him perfectly. I really shouldn't have taken Fearsome. But he's been pretty damn good. Not bad for Resolve. He has some new archers, Lofric and Luke. Ronomp was, as I've said in the main battle, he was the big surprise of the campaign for me. When I hired him on, what was it, day 30, he was quite early on. I just expected that he would be just a space filler until we get our good archers. And there was a while where we just thought about getting rid of him because we were using our archers all the time, but I'm so glad I kept him. So he's a shield breaker who typically I think I'm going to have quite often in my playthroughs in the early game, because as you're hiring towards those first 12 guys, it's very rare that you get guys with decent enough stats to be ranged fighters. So you can hope to have 7 up front, 5 at the back, 4 of the back 5 being archers, but it's not going to happen. Most likely you'll have just your starting companion with the ranged stars, and you'll have a bunch of shield breakers. Lads that have stars in melee skill and range defense and fatigue. That's the best. But as long as they, you know, if they have stars that make them not suited for frontline combat, put them on the backline, make them a shield breaker. Adrenaline level 1, then you take student, anticipation to keep them safe from ranged fighters. Then you get berserk as soon as you can, and they just chop, fuck things up. One thing I might try, rather than building him this way, being exclusively a backline fighter, I could switch out anticipation for quick hands, which lets him start with a kite shield if there's ranged fighters. And then, that way you can actually use adrenaline. Instead of standing in the formation like this, you can stand like that. The formation moves forward, the archers are shooting, but he uses adrenaline to move along the side and flank the archers. So instead of taking Fearsome, you take Lone Wolf, and instead of anticipation, you take quick hands. I would need to squeeze and recover there somehow. Maybe don't take a weapon specialization. That's something I'll experiment with in the next playthrough. Derry Gars was great. His resolve is awesome. He was very good at breaking or raising people's morale, but awful fighter. Wolf is a brand new bowyer, what can I say? And then the 3 reserves. Bacausis, Vector, Bear Charger. 1 kill in 172 days. 5 battles, no kills in 270 days. 7 battles, 6 kills in 277. But he was just there to decode the map, which he never ended up doing. At the behest of House Harkon, the War Pigs confronted armored ranks of other houses. A seemingly insurmountable challenge. It was a hard-fought struggle against opponents trained, disciplined, and well-equipped. But in the end, you overcame the enemies of House Harkon and triumphed on its behalf. During the celebrations that follow, Sir Severin, one of the lesser members of House Harkon, suggests that you end the festivities early. Your men are getting too rowdy, and he's concerned they may take advantage of his family's hospitality, walking with the silver plate or fighting with the staff. He notes that there has already been a broken window and points towards some broken glass on the floor. You reply that although House Harkon was victorious, it is also at this point much weaker and more vulnerable than ever. Now would be a foolish time to alienate friends or to make new enemies. You take your advice to heart, and the celebration continues until dawn. Yay! Company has gained renown. Whether they love us or hate us, everyone knows the War Pigs now. So what has that done to our... We're legendary. Almost 6,000 renown. Allied with House Harkon. Veilberg and Goswin are cold. At least they're not openly hostile, so we can do business with them, but they're not going to pass well. Okay, let's go through the list. Guts and Alex the Third, Corey, Snake, Malicus, these are all crucial fighters. God, it sucked losing them. But, I mean, 3rd late game crisis, and in a full-on civil war, it's super hard to keep people alive. The only way I could have done so is if I had taken rotation as well as footwork. And taking that would mean dropping one of the offensive skills, so maybe I'll try to do that in the next campaign. Maybe we can swap out the extra damage of called again Battle Rage or something like that. Because I mean it's great, but it doesn't do anything if you can't keep your lads alive. Horst was amazing as well. We had him from like day one, and he survived with 3 wounds. He was a real tough guy. Federico the Fool was promising but cut down by a Brigand Raider. Peter Oak, same story, promising but cut down. A bunch of names like that. Lowfrick as well, gutted. I mean, getting yourself into the lineup in the early days is the most difficult time to actually get into the lineup, because it gives you the least chance of surviving till the end. Like, getting in now at this point is the safest time to get in, because a new recruit can go straight into scale armor and full helm, whereas from day one you're wearing shitty armor and you have no skills. Yeah, Killing Frenzy. So I'm thinking probably for the next campaign we'll do pretty much the same thing. I think Steel Brow is mandatory, Quick is mandatory, Brawn is mandatory. Maybe we can give up a weapon specialization, but it helps with the fatigue, it really does. Arguably it helps less with the fatigue for a two-handed weapon, because you're only swinging once per turn. But if you take Recover, but I think the specializations are worth taking. Underdog is mandatory, Footwork isn't mandatory, that's mandatory, that's mandatory. Like on Zerdub here, I've got 2 more perks. I would take Rotation and what else? Probably Recover. I mean, as long as you have Berserk. And again, the frontline lads, their job is just to stay alive. The damage they do is great, but it's really, really tough to do. And I should have actually kept my 2 mace specialists. I think there was a little time where I swapped out my 2 mace specialists, and we only had two-handed weapon fighters. That was a mistake. Okay, so let's see what score we got. So we'll save for the War Pigs and hit retire. 276, that's really surprising. I mean, my previous best where we only lasted 186 days and just got through the first late game crisis, we scored 237. Okay. After you left the company, seeking out a more docile life in the hills, you heard that the War Pigs grew in popularity amongst the nobility. With every war, counts and barons would seek out the company's services. However, with such popularity comes a price. Every new conflict, every new war, it would not come without losses. Slowly but surely, the company's power dwindled, its numbers depleting either through casualties or men leaving to strike out like you did before it was too late. Last you heard, the company was almost wholly destroyed when a highborn commander used it for a frontal assault. Sounds familiar. A noble at heart, the disowned noble Azor Ahai returned to his family. Word has it he kicked in the doors and demanded a royal seat. An usurper challenged him in combat, and, well, Azor Ahai learned a lot in his days with the War Pigs, and he now sits on a very, very comfortable throne. Azra the Brawler left the company when it became clear it would soon dissolve, and probably ended up killing everyone who stayed on board. He returned to prize fighting, grinding out the following years in brutal weekly bouts. As he got older, his chin disappeared, as did his speed and power. He was left jobbing, intentionally taking falls and losing badly when he didn't. Eventually, no one would give him a fight. A nobleman offered him a large sum to wrestle a bear, and the desperate Azra took him up on it. When the fight was over, the brawler lay dead, mangled beyond recognition, being dragged around the mud by a ferocious beast as drunken highborn cheered and clapped. But that's just business for mercenaries. Some make it, some don't. No company lives forever, and fewer yet will see so much as a line of mention in the history books. You plan to comfortably live out the rest of your days and hope those who survived the time in cell sorting do the same. So the War Pigs, incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm so pleased that we survived 392 days. So the question is, am I going to take on the Goblin City and the Undead City? Yes, and the Black Monolith, and I want to grind legendaries. However, as I've said on stream, on the last stream, that's going to take hours and hours and hours of just straight grinding with not much tactical changes. And I don't think that's going to make very good viewing. So I think what I'm going to do is, we'll stop streaming the War Pigs, And then, and look, I mean, it's kind of nice actually for me because there are times where I don't have the energy to stream on stream, but I do want to play Battle Brothers. Like, I feel myself getting sick now, so in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to need some time off, and that'll be a perfect time, you know, to spare my voice and just do some streaming, some playing offline. And then I'll just record, not stream, but I'll make recordings of when I take on the Goblin City, and I'll upload them through YouTube. Thanks, Wolverinus. Much appreciated. So it's not quite going to be a Cripples campaign. We'll call it, I think we'll call the company the Crows. So what I'm thinking is, instead of Cripples, we'll just do bad guys. Or we could give the Vikings another try, but I like the bad guys one. So we'll go like this. We'll go the Crows. Random late game, no perma destruction, random map seed. This time we'll go expert, Iron Man, low to make it as fucking hard as possible. And then in terms of who we hire, we can only hire quote-unquote shitters or evil characters. So shitters are cripples, refugees, rat catchers. What else? Help me think, lads. Thieves, grave robbers, killer on the run. Those are the low-level guys of the shitters. Then evil people would be either, regardless of what their background is, if they have a description, like a bad description, like this dude, you know, is a fucking animal and he killed someone, then we can hire them because it'll kind of fit with the theme. Or the quote-unquote bad guys would be bastards, disowned nobles, some wild men, depending on their description, and then raiders. So then eventually, the challenge will be if we can get through the impossible early game, because it's expert, low, Iron Man, and hiring shitters. If we can survive long enough to start hiring bastards, deserters. I forgot about deserters. We can hire deserters. Raiders, poachers. Yes, poachers. We're not going to be able to buy hunters, so getting ranged fighters is going to be really super hard. Poachers are going to be our best chance for ranged fighters. Tactically, I want to go for 7 up front, 5 at the back, but the 5 at the back will be, in most fights, 1 bannerman in the center of the formation and 4 ranged fighters. Archer, crossbowman, crossbowman. Well, you know what, just because I'm kind of stretching Dwarf and Blues a bit, I mean, you know, I think it kind of fits. Because, I mean, what we're going to do is, in every single time we get a chance to be a dickhead by the events in the world, we'll take it and we'll do that. We'll turn to some raiding as well, but we'll start the campaign, we'll read the house descriptions, and if one of the 3 houses has a description as being quite, you know, I think a hedge knight would, yeah, not really evil, but they're, you know, rough guys. So we'll see which of the houses has the description as being like a bad evil house, and then once we're established, however long that takes, and by established I mean strong enough to take on whatever mercenaries or soldiers get sent after us once we start raiding, then we'll just start proactively raiding against the enemy houses and hitting their supply convoys and seeing if we can make it work that way. I don't expect it to be a successful campaign. I don't expect it to get very far, but it's going to be interesting. So, tactically, I want to go 7 up front, 5 at the back. 4 of the back 5 will be archers. And then we will have a secondary sergeant who will only ever fight when we're fighting geists. Because that's one of the weaknesses we had in this campaign was I specifically wanted a sergeant and a bannerman for raising morale on 2 sides of the fight. But you really only need that when you're fighting geists, and you're only fighting geists 1 out of 100 battles. So maybe what we'll do is we'll train up 2 bannermen, and then the 1 bannerman can be a replacement bannerman who only fights normally when the main one is injured. Unless we're fighting geists, in which case one of the archers stays out of the battle and we take the 2 bannermen. 7 up front, it's not going to be 7 two-handed weapon users. We're going to have 2 two-handed weapon users. We're going to have 2 great axe users standing on the outside flanks. And then all the 5 in the middle are going to be either dagger experts or they're going to be duelists. I'm thinking, so that's going to be 5 in the center of the formation. I'm thinking sword duelist, axe duelist, dagger master. And then early game tactics. We're going to take some different perks as well. I want to start using adrenaline a lot more aggressively in the early game. Particularly, I'm thinking about if we hire someone, I'm thinking typically like a cripple or a refugee who's hopeless. Let's say someone's got like 30 melee skill. He is never, ever, ever going to be able to do damage, but he can break shields. So level 1, we take executioner. Level 1, we take adrenaline. Level 2, we take quick hands. And we put him next to a dagger master, and his only job is to shatter a shield and then use adrenaline so that he can swing again on the next turn. But the main thing is the dagger masters must just wait until the person next to them breaks a shield of the guy in front of him, and then they stab, 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 and go to work. It could be pretty cool. Or it could be fucking horrible and completely shit. We're gonna find out. In any case, that's the end of the War Pigs. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm glad you all enjoyed. At the very least, I think we're going to take, at a minimum, a 1 week break. As I say, I feel myself getting sick. I'm probably going to need to back off on the streaming a bit in the next week or two as I get sick. In fact, I may even call it quits now tonight. We've done only an hour and a half, but like my voice is getting quite sore. So, I've got how many weeks until I actually go back to South Africa? It is February 1st. Okay, so the 26th I fly back, so I've still got 3 weeks of content, so I wouldn't worry about that, lads. I think we may well start with the Crows probably next week, a little bit later than that. Right, everybody, thanks very much for watching. I sincerely hope you all enjoyed it, and see you guys later. Hell the War Pigs.